Most people believe that saving money is the ultimate key to financial security. Ever since childhood, we've been taught to put aside a portion of every paycheck, to avoid spending on unnecessary things, and to build a safety net for the future. On the surface, it sounds logical. After all, saving money ensures you have something to fall back on during emergencies, and it gives a sense of control over your finances. But here's the hard truth that almost no one tells you. Simply saving money won't make you rich, and in some cases, it might even be keeping you poor. Think about it. You're working hard, cutting expenses, and diligently depositing a portion of your income into your savings account every month. You check your balance regularly, feeling proud that you're being responsible. But month after month, year after year, despite all this careful saving, you might notice that your financial situation isn't improving as much as you expected. Why is that? How can someone who is disciplined with saving still struggle to build wealth? The first misconception we need to tackle is the illusion of safety. Many people equate a growing bank balance with financial security. They believe that the larger their savings, the closer they are to achieving freedom and wealth. The reality is, money sitting idle in a standard savings account or under a mattress doesn't grow. It simply loses value over time. This is especially true in today's economic environment, where inflation steadily erodes purchasing power, and most traditional savings accounts offer interest rates far below inflation. In simple terms, your money may be increasing in number on the screen, but its actual value, what it can buy, is shrinking slowly but surely. Another common misconception is the idea that earning more equals getting richer. Many people think that increasing their salary or taking on multiple jobs will solve all financial problems. While higher income can provide more options, it doesn't automatically lead to wealth. Without a strategy to grow and invest that money, even a substantial paycheck can disappear as quickly as it comes, eaten up by everyday expenses, lifestyle inflation, and unforeseen bills. In other words, income alone does not create wealth. Growth does. Finally, a major reason saving can keep you poor is over-reliance on short-term thinking. Savers often focus on keeping money safe rather than using it to create value or generate returns. They avoid investing because they fear risk, volatility, or losing capital. But here's the irony. By avoiding all risk and letting their money sit idle, they're guaranteeing long-term loss relative to the real cost of living. In other words, playing it safe with money may actually be the riskiest move of all. So as we start this journey, keep this in mind. Saving money is not the enemy. It's necessary for emergencies and short-term security. But if you stop there, without learning how to grow your money, you're limiting yourself and potentially letting your financial potential slip away. The key to building true wealth lies in understanding how money grows, how inflation impacts your finances, and how to use your money strategically instead of letting it sit idle. Now that we understand why simply saving money can give a false sense of security, it's time to look at the numbers. The real math behind savings, interest, and inflation. This is where most people get tripped up. They see their bank balance growing slowly and feel confident, but in reality, the purchasing power of that money might actually be shrinking. Let's start with a simple example. Imagine you have $10,000 in a standard savings account in the United States, the United Kingdom, Canada, or Australia. Your bank pays an interest rate of 1% per year. At the end of the year, your balance grows to $10,100. Sounds good, right? You earned $100 just by saving. But now consider inflation. In 2026, inflation rates in these countries are averaging between 3% to 5%, depending on local economic conditions. This means the real value of your $10,100 is actually less than what $10,000 could buy at the start of the year. In simple terms, even though the number on your bank statement went up, your money has lost purchasing power. Let's break it down further. If inflation is 4% and you only earn 1% interest, the actual loss in value is roughly 3%. On $10,000, that's $300 lost in real terms over the year. Your $10,100 can buy less than it could a year ago. That's the silent danger of relying solely on saving. You feel safe, but the economy slowly erodes your money. This problem is not limited to small amounts. Suppose you're diligently saving $500 every month in a low interest account. Over a year, you save $6,000. Add the small interest, maybe another $60, but inflation is eating away $240 or more. Over 5 years, that effect compounds. Your effort to grow your savings barely keeps pace with inflation, and in some cases falls behind completely. Now, contrast this with investing in assets that grow faster than inflation, such as stocks, index funds, or real estate. Even moderate annual returns of 7% to 8% can significantly increase your wealth over time. For example, that same $10,000 invested at 7% annually could grow to over $14,000 in just 5 years, while outpacing inflation and increasing your actual purchasing power. The difference between passive saving and smart investing is not just numbers. It's the ability to build wealth that actually grows in real terms. Another factor to consider is the psychological comfort of seeing a safe savings balance. Humans are wired to feel security when numbers increase, even slightly. That small increase gives a sense of accomplishment. But if we fail to account for inflation, that sense of progress is misleading. The truth is, without strategic growth, your money is losing value even as it appears to grow. Finally, this is where the concept of opportunity cost comes in. Every dollar sitting in a low interest savings account is a dollar that isn't working for you. By avoiding investments, you miss out on the potential to multiply your money through compounding returns. Over decades, this can be the difference between living paycheck to paycheck and achieving true financial freedom. Now that we understand how inflation can silently erode the value of our savings, it's time to look at how the wealthy approach money differently. While most people focus on saving every dollar they can, rich people focus on growing their money. And this is the real secret to building wealth. The first thing to understand is that the wealthy treat money as a tool, not just a number in a bank account. They know that a dollar sitting in a savings account is dead money. It doesn't work for them. Instead, they allocate their money into assets that generate returns, often exceeding inflation and multiplying over time. These assets can include stocks and index funds. Investments in the stock market allow money to grow at an average of 7 to 10% per year over the long term. This may fluctuate year to year, but over decades, compounding works like a powerful machine, turning small investments into substantial wealth. Real estate, property investments provide both capital appreciation and rental income. Unlike cash sitting idle, real estate can grow in value and generate passive cash flow simultaneously. Businesses, entrepreneurs, and investors often own or invest in businesses, creating scalable income streams far beyond a regular paycheck. Bonds and other income-generating assets. While safer, these still provide growth above inflation in many cases, especially corporate bonds or government securities in developed economies. Another key factor is compounding. Many people underestimate how powerful it is. Compounding means that not only does your initial investment earn returns, but those returns themselves start earning returns. For example, if you invest $1,000 at 8% annual growth, in 10 years, you don't just have $1,800, you have over $2,100. Now, imagine repeating that consistently every month or year over decades. The growth becomes exponential. Rich people also focus on long-term thinking. While the average saver may worry about short-term market dips or economic slowdowns, wealthy individuals understand that markets fluctuate and that patience is more profitable than panic. They are comfortable letting their money work over time rather than chasing quick wins or fearing losses in the short term. It's also worth noting that rich people diversify. They don't rely on a single investment or income stream. Instead, they spread risk across multiple assets, industries, and even countries if possible. This reduces the chance of catastrophic loss while still allowing for substantial growth. Contrast this with the average saver who keeps all their wealth in cash or low interest accounts. Low risk, yes, but low growth and often negative in real terms. Psychologically, the wealthy have a mindset of ownership and leverage. They see money as something that can create more money rather than something to guard obsessively. For them, fear of loss doesn't paralyze action. It informs smarter decisions. They invest, take calculated risks, and focus on building value rather than just protecting what they have. Finally, one of the most important lessons from this is that wealth is built on growth, not accumulation. Simply saving cash is accumulation. It may give short-term security, but it won't increase your wealth in real terms. Growing assets, taking advantage of compounding, and making money work for you are what separate the rich from everyone else. Up to this point, we've covered why saving money alone doesn't build wealth and how the rich grow their money through assets and compounding. But even with this knowledge, most people still hesitate to invest or grow their money. The reason isn't lack of opportunity, it's psychology. Fear, doubt, and misconceptions act as invisible barriers that prevent people from taking the steps that could actually make them wealthy. The first and most common barrier is fear of loss. Many people equate investing with gambling, believing that putting money in stocks, index funds, or real estate is too risky. While investments do fluctuate in the short term, risk is often misunderstood rather than managed. The real risk isn't investing, it's doing nothing and letting inflation quietly eat your money over time. Fear of the unknown keeps people locked in low-interest savings accounts where their money slowly loses purchasing power. Another mental barrier is paralysis by analysis. People spend hours reading articles, watching YouTube videos, and trying to figure out the perfect investment, only to do nothing at all. The truth is, perfection is a myth. Waiting for the perfect moment to invest is just another way of procrastinating. In reality, taking consistent action, even if imperfect, is far more effective than waiting for certainty. Then there's fear of making mistakes or being judged. Many people worry that they'll choose the wrong stock, buy a property that doesn't appreciate, or lose money on an investment. Social pressure and personal expectations amplify this fear. But the wealthy understand that mistakes are part of the journey. Every failed investment is a learning opportunity. The key is to start small, learn, and scale gradually, rather than staying paralyzed by fear. Short-term thinking is another huge mental barrier. Humans are wired to seek instant gratification. We feel good when we save a few dollars this month, but feel the pain of potential loss if the stock market dips tomorrow. This short-term mindset makes people overreact to temporary fluctuations, selling investments too soon, or avoiding opportunities entirely. In reality, wealth is built with long-term consistency, not daily tracking of minor ups and downs. Another subtle but powerful barrier is limiting beliefs about money. Many people unconsciously believe that money is scarce, that investing is only for the wealthy, or that they're not smart enough to handle finances. These beliefs are learned from childhood, culture, or peers, and they silently prevent people from taking action. Recognizing and challenging these beliefs is critical for financial growth. Finally, let's talk about comfort zones. Saving feels safe. Watching your bank balance slowly grow is comfortable, but comfort rarely leads to wealth. Growth requires leaving your comfort zone, investing in markets, starting a side business, or exploring new income streams. The rich understand this principle intuitively. Security is temporary, growth requires action, and sometimes discomfort. So, the takeaway from part 4 is clear. Even with knowledge, most people remain poor because of mental barriers. Fear of loss, paralysis by analysis, short-term thinking, limiting beliefs, and comfort zones all combine to prevent action. But once you recognize these barriers, you can take steps to overcome them and let your money work for you, instead of letting fear hold you back. Now that we've covered why saving alone isn't enough, how inflation silently erodes your wealth, why the rich focus on growth, and how fear and mindset hold most people back, it's time to focus on practical steps you can take right now to start growing your money safely, strategically, and effectively. The first and most important step is building a solid financial foundation. This doesn't mean saving thousands of dollars in a low-interest account. It means creating a small emergency fund to cover unexpected expenses, such as medical bills, car repairs, or temporary unemployment. For most people, 3 to 6 months of living expenses is sufficient. This fund acts as a financial safety net, allowing you to invest with confidence without worrying that a short-term emergency will derail your long-term plan. Once your emergency fund is in place, the next step is investing consistently. Even small amounts matter. For English-speaking countries like the USA, UK, Canada, and Australia, there are multiple accessible options for beginner investors. Stock market and index funds. Start with diversified ETFs or index funds that track the overall market. Over time, these investments have historically grown faster than inflation. Retirement accounts. Contribute to tax-advantaged accounts like a 401k, IRA, or superannuation, depending on your country. These accounts often offer matching contributions or tax benefits, increasing your effective returns. Real estate. If you have the means, consider real estate for both passive income and long-term appreciation. Real estate can provide monthly cash flow through rentals while growing in value over decades. High-yield savings accounts for short-term goals. While these won't beat inflation long-term, they're good for holding cash you may need in the near future. A key principle to remember is automation and consistency. Set up monthly automatic contributions to your investment account. This ensures you invest consistently, regardless of market fluctuations or personal distractions. Over time, this habit compounds into significant wealth. Another important principle is education and growth mindset. Take time to learn about the basics of investing, personal finance, and wealth building strategies. The more you understand how money works, the more confidently you can take action. Remember, the wealthy aren't smarter than you. They simply act consistently and leverage knowledge to grow their money. Additionally, always review and adjust your investments periodically. Life circumstances, economic changes, and personal goals evolve over time. Regularly assessing your portfolio, diversification, and risk exposure ensures your money continues to grow effectively. Finally, understand that building wealth is a marathon, not a sprint. Avoid get-rich-quick schemes or high-risk bets promising instant riches. True financial freedom comes from strategic action, patience, and letting compounding work its magic over years and decades. Let's summarize what we've learned. Saving alone is not enough. Inflation erodes purchasing power over time. Wealth is built through growth, investing in assets that multiply your money. Mental barriers like fear, short-term thinking, and limiting beliefs often hold people back. Practical steps: emergency fund, consistent investing, automation, education, and long-term perspective. By taking these steps today, you're not just saving, you're actively building a system that allows your money to work for you, growing in real terms and creating real financial freedom. The goal isn't to hoard cash or play it safe forever. It's to grow your wealth steadily, consistently, and wisely so that your future self can enjoy the benefits of strategic financial decisions made today. Remember, money is a tool. The choice is yours. You can let it sit idle and slowly lose value, or you can make it work for you, compounding over time and unlocking the path to true wealth. Start small, stay consistent, and take control of your financial future because your money should work for you, not the other way around.